How do they recover from this? Which move do they make next? Because this one will really resonate. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 5. Jurgen, Liverpool's record ever win away to Manchester United. From our eyes, it looked pretty perfect for you.
Great day, and I know this club, with the history the club has, and we always wanted to write our own chapters in this history book, and that tonight obviously was another one, which is nice. For the people tonight, it's great. Come on. My wife was here as well, somewhere there, so she enjoyed it, obviously, I hope, as well.
What are your overall feelings now?
Sad, disappointed, angry, of course. But my emotions doesn't matter here now. These players and this group has come too far to give up. I know I've seen the development through the years I've been here with the group. They stick together, they look after each other, and today we weren't good enough.
At the moment I'm hurt, I'm disappointed. I'm going to look at myself. Every player should do. They should go home tonight, look in the mirror, and look at themselves, look at the individual performance.
Mo Salah obviously stands out with a hat-trick. How good is he? Where is he in terms of the players you've played with?
It's one of the best for sure. The way it finishes is unreal, I think. Even the one that I assist is not an easy ball in with one touch. He just puts in the back of the net. And this is massive, important for the team, because in the end, that's what all the teams want, the goals.
We won games before high and reacted when we were younger, not as long together, got a bit carried away by our own whatever results, performances. That will not happen again.
We've got big games coming up. We've got Tottenham away. Next time we're here, it's Man City. It's a Champions League game in there as well. So human nature, it can go either way, this. Of course, you know, players can sulk, I can sulk, or we can come together.
Wow.
Where on earth do you begin with that then?
Listen, this game's hyped up as one of the biggest in the world, and rightly so, because of two clubs and the stature of the two clubs. But there's one club in Liverpool are a million miles in front of Man United today, and I think that comes down to the way they're coached, if I'm going to be totally honest. It's chalk and cheese in what they're doing. You can listen to Ollie there, you can listen to Harry Maguire talking about taking the blame on themselves, but the way they're playing, it's just like it's all over the place.
But also, as well as the coaching for Liverpool, they have players who can interchange.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean, no Fabinho today, so Henderson operates in the middle of a midfield three.
Jota comes in for Mane.
Jota comes in for Mane. Kanate comes in back for Matip. But Henderson and Keita in particular ran that midfield for Liverpool.
Everybody knows what they're doing in that team. So when people come out and when people come in, nothing changes. We know that what Liverpool are going to do. They're going to close from the front, and then from the back, Henderson and Keita, they're going to get in, they're going to stop the play, and they're going to start building Liverpool's play. You can see it here again. This was the first goal. You know, he's not just satisfied to stay in and do the pivot stuff. He'll get forward and he'll go and finish like he did. This is what Liverpool are about. You know, especially with a Man United team that don't seem to know what they're doing. Look, he's already in there. Bam. Keita in on Fred. It's only because it was a poor pass from Firmino why they didn't punish him here. Again, look at him. He knows what he's doing. Look at Liverpool players. Bang, he's in. Fred's on his heels. And here's another slack pass there from Naby Keita. Liverpool could have been in again. Look at the, there's no space between them two and the defence. Look at that. Naby Keita, blam, block. You know, so when you're looking at Man United, there wasn't nothing they could do to break that. No plan B. Great play from Liverpool here. This is when they're really flying. Naby Keita, Fernandes, who, you know, this is the kind of thing he was doing all day. He was just leaving people. Naby Keita in the box again, sets up Mo Salah. You know, it was fantastic. Great play from these two all day. Henderson was magnificent as well today. And this for me is, again, look at the pressure. This for me is one of the passes of the season. If De Bruyne had done it, everyone would be going into one. Look at this pass from him, man. Look at that from Jordan Henderson. That is gold. And then the finish is wonderful. But like I say, that team looked like expertly coached.
And done all of that without really mentioning Mo Salah, who got the hat-trick at Old Trafford and is in the form of his life.
Easily. People are saying best player in the world at the moment. And you cannot argue with that.
So first Sunday that you've done this season, Manchester United lose 5-0 at home. As you are often saying in text messages to me, dearie, dearie, dearie me.
Yes, exactly that. And Man United have got some fantastic players, but they're a team of individuals. And I'm just going to show you some examples of that. The first clip here, you got Bruno Fernandes. So he's going to press, but no one's coming with him. Is he doing that to get the fans on his side? Is he doing that because he's been coached to do that? Mason Greenwood and Wan-Bissaka behind. He doesn't cut off the ball to Robertson. By the time Wan-Bissaka gets there, he's too late.
But he's not really got there, has he?
Exactly. He's not really doing anything. Lindelof doesn't get tight enough. McTominay, can he drop back and help out? They're all just doing things on their own, and there's no organisation. And ultimately, it was going to lead into a goal. Harry Maguire was excellent in the Euros. But for Man United, he's making these basic mistakes. Can he get in behind there? He doesn't. He sees Luke Shaw come here. But Bruno Fernandes, who I've talked up so much him going forward, but help your teammate out. Get back in there. Maguire makes one mistake. Can he rectify that by going to the front post and cutting at that ball? It doesn't do it. It's all too easy. And look at the reactions, Mason Greenwood and Fernandes, after not tracking back. It's just ridiculous. Fred here, going on his own. At one stage here, he sort of gives up. Or is it yours? Is it mine? He doesn't know what he's doing. And then he switches off. Behind him, doesn't check his shoulder. When he does, it's too late. We've got the four here in a good shape. Liverpool have 10 men at this stage. McTominay's
because Keita's off at the boss.
Exactly there. McTominay's playing in there, and Greenwood ambles towards the ball. McTominay gambles and goes, leaves massive amount of space in behind, and then do we get a tackle in? Not once, but twice. And Shaw is in two minds. Should he come over? And then Rashford on the other end. He's not picking up one of the most dangerous people in form now in the Premier League. And it was just a catalogue of errors. And I was flabbergasted, to be honest, watching that today. I was so surprised in just we talk about the basics of football.
So, both of you, as former players, and right, the stats there make horrific reading as far as Manchester United are concerned defensively, right? I'm in the Manchester United boardroom. I have a decision to make now on what happens. You two are joint directors of football. I'll say to you, is that a manager's fault? Is it his coaching team's fault? Is it the players' fault? Explain that result to me.
Listen, a year ago, and I don't. When I'm doing this, I'm not doing it for fun. I'm not doing it to take the mickey out. I'm not doing it for clicks. I said a year ago about the tactical shortcomings of Manchester United. Got totally cooked for it. And you look at Paul Scholes the other day, and what he said is he ain't got no crystal ball. But you watch how Man United are playing and how they're setting up.
After they came back against Atalanta.
Yes,
yeah.
And he said, would you take that result against Liverpool? And he said, because if they play like that, they're going to lose. And you look at what they've done and the way they played, you have to say, how can the coaching team set them up to say, we're going to play on the front foot against this Liverpool side with no structure? No structure, no organisation in your pressing. So they can say whatever they want about the players need to do this, need to do that. The fact is, for me, that comes onto the coaching team. They need to be coaching that team better than they're being coached.
Which is understandable, and presumably you take that point. But then if you're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the technical area and see Maguire and Shaw run into each other and Bruno Fernandes not track a runner and throw his hands up in the air, you must be standing there thinking, what are they doing?
Yeah, it's ridiculous because what I've just shown there is just the basics of football. We talk about Pep and Klopp and Tuchel. He's up against, loads of the best managers in the world, and it's going to be tough for him. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I've always protected him up to this point because I think he's done an excellent job in getting Man United and bringing that feel-good factor.
He completely changed the atmosphere and the culture around the club after Mourinho.
But now he's under scrutiny because when you bring in Ronaldo and Varane and Sancho, like the squad is now as good as anyone else is in the league. And if they're not performing, of course we've got to criticise the manager because today I would say it was a mix between the players and the manager. But some of the way it wasn't pressing, or we need a little bit more coaching from Ole because I couldn't see a style of play. Man United's style of play has been counter-attack, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Before the interview, before the game, he said they're going to go on the front foot. But that's not front foot. That's people going by themselves. And you could see it. There's no cohesion within the team.
Just on the cohesion within the team, and the final point on this here, which I've asked before, and it goes back to that very first point about Liverpool being able to change players and the system and the style doesn't change. Manchester United at Leicester last Saturday had Matic and Pogba as a midfield team. During the week and today, McTominay and Fred as a midfield team. That's a very different midfield team. Change your left winger, it can be different. Rashford and Martial are different. Ronaldo and Cavani are different. If you change one member of your team, you get a completely different style, don't you?
This is the difference with Liverpool, but it wouldn't have mattered what midfield you put in there today because they're not, for me, looking like they're coached to press. So it doesn't matter if it's Pogba, it doesn't matter if it's Matic, it doesn't matter if it's Fred, McTominay. If you're going to sit off people and not go and close them, to win the ball down, to then get the ball to people with pace like Greenwood and Rashford, if you're not coached to do that, then you will see mistakes from Maguire and Shaw, who we saw have unbelievable Euros, because they're playing better, they're more coached, they know exactly what they need to be doing. They don't look like they know what they're doing.
Can it be turned round?
With Ollie, it's going to be difficult, but I think we've got to give him a chance to show what he can do. We can't just be. This game was tough because it was, you know, Man United, Liverpool, like Wright said, one of the biggest games, and it's who they get. And I'm not going to sit here and say a manager should go, but they're not going to get the same quality as what.
Any organised team come up against Man United now, Micah, they'll do the same thing to them. If they're not going to close them down, they'll do the same thing.
Next home league game's the derby.
Wow. Good luck with that.
Having